For this analysis, our group picked an ad of Heineken back to the bars, which is a part of a campaign, Socialize Responsibly. The analysis is focused on our observations of the content, colors, spatial organization, and the juiciness and the camera angles of the ad. The link of this ad is embedded in this page. Let's take a look. The ad begins with scenes showing the logo of Heineken. The first thing that catches the eye is the Heineken logo and the neon open sign lighting up. As you can see in figure 1b, the ad starts with the sign to emphasize that Heineken has reopened after the lockdown. The following scenes are in the form of storytelling, which is about different people in the bar. Two people appeared in the beginning of this ad, were going to hug each other as usual, but paused to replace their action by bumping their elbows instead. Many other people outside were greeting each other by doing the same thing. In the next scene, this man frowns as he was unable to find a seat by the bar due to social distancing seats. Figure 3b shows the social distancing seat marked with the red tape. Next, in figure 4, this man washes his hands roughly with water but remembers to wash them thoroughly with soap, while the woman wearing the mask in figure 5 shrugs in front of her candles on the cake. Just like this, one would stop to wear a mask, one would fan off the candle instead of blowing them off, and some people would stick to the wall while passing by people to social distance as much as possible. What do all these actions mean? By the juxtapositioning of the related series of scenes that show different episodes of different people, audiences would be able to observe the inconvenience each character is facing. Despite the inconvenience, people pause to reconsider and practice the safety regulations. These actions shown in the bar are all new social distancing cultures formed by the impact of COVID-19 crisis. And the inconvenience that characters are experiencing is expressed through different signifiers. With previous scenes as the end of omnibus episodes of different people, the next scene zooms into the Heineken draft beer being filled up by the bartender. These scenes show the creaminess and the carbonated bubbles within the draft beer and dews on the surface of the glass, which create the effect of coldness and refreshingness. And if you have listened closely, the audio of the background music reduces and the sound of the beer filling up and popping draws the attention of the viewers. These detailed shots stimulate our taste buds through visuals and the audio. And the next scene is continued from the close-up shot of the beer. The two guys grab the beer and are about to toast. However, these men cheers instead to everybody in the bar. With them toasting to everyone in the background, the text says, "There's one thing better than a night out." Then the camera switches toward other people in the bar, showing that people are enjoying the moment. Right below the first sentence, "There's one thing better than a night out," "another night out" pops up to finish the catchphrase. This catchphrase sounds relatable and is a matter of course. In this scene, the iconic green Heineken bottles were focused as they are placed in the middle of the table by the bartender. These bottles somehow reminds us of people. The last scene, the camera zooms out to show the bartender distancing the bottles from the center to each end. The image of social distancing is once again emphasized. Then, the last catchphrase, "socialize responsibly to keep the bars open," appears. This text in the last scene finally explains people's actions in the episodes. It suggests people to socialize responsibly just like the people shown in the previous scenes, just like these beer bottles in order to keep the bar open, which is for all of us to have another night out. One point about this phrase is that the word bars signifies all of the bars, restaurants, and catering businesses around the world who were greatly impacted by the COVID-19 crisis. Therefore, to keep the bars open also means to help maintain these businesses, to help the community in crisis. This phrase talks to consumers in a hopeful nuance. The ad ends with bolded font of Heineken logo, so people will once again see that this brand is Heineken. This ad is a response of Heineken to COVID-19 crisis in order to support the industries around the world that are greatly impacted by the pandemic. Heineken has launched this ad as part of global initiative. While this ad invites consumers to socialize and enjoy, yet there are responsibilities that come along with joy, which is the negotiation between the reality and the ideal. Moreover, this ad attempts to normalize the new required practices by dominantly exposing the scenes with people enjoying Heineken while still abiding by the prevention rules without repulsion. Since Heineken has a long history of being known as a responsible brand, this value is once again signified through scenes of this ad. In conclusion, the mythology in this ad are: first, Heineken is a responsible brand. 2. Reunite with people with Heineken as medium of connection. 3. Heineken promotes social and individual safety. 4. Heineken helps overcome the stress coming from the social crisis and difficulty and make the new culture and awkwardness bearable. Now, let's take a look at how the spatial organization and the camera angles helped establish the meanings of the scenes.
The shooting angles of this advertisement is mostly a middle shot at the eye level, which is horizontally placed at the same height as the character's eye in your frame. Eye-level lenses simulate standard human vision, so visual information is presented from a familiar perspective, as if we are looking at them. These are the examples of eye-level shots. However, there are some exceptions since the core idea of the advertisement is to carry out entertainment activities in the bar while maintaining a reasonable social distance. The camera catches the specific scenes with full shots from far away, which can better make the audience feel as if they are within the scene and get better resonance. For example, in Figure 2, when two people are greeting each other by bumping elbows or when people sit together to chant, the camera shows them from a further distance, but they are organized in the center of the frame. This emphasizes what is now considered to be our new normal way of greeting others. Instead of shaking hands, the foreground of elbow bumping is juxtaposed with changes in different backgrounds like outside on the way to the bar. In Figure 3, an empty chair with a red X across it emphasizes that a person is not allowed to sit here, and then pans to the actor who is seen with the sad frown on his face. If you have been outside during the pandemic, you may have seen these X's at a lot of places. The foreground of the chair with the taped red X is focused, and is juxtaposed with taped arrows on the floor of the background. This shows the new normal way of sitting and even walking. Finally, because the whole storyline takes place in the bar, the director adopts the technique of one shot to the end. Even if the scene changes, the shooting is still coherent and consistent. In these consistent scenes, groups of people of all gender, age, and ethnicity are taking up different spaces. One common thing among these people is that all of them are holding or enjoying a bottle or glass of Heineken. By the juxtaposition of these relevant scenes that portrays the new culture of abiding by the rules of social distancing and responsibility, the director expresses solutions and initiatives to the social gathering during the pandemic. There is another point that cannot be ignored. In the last few seconds to the video, when the slogan "There is one thing better than a night out, another night out" appears, the director echoed people's expressions and words, shot smiling faces in close distance, which shows that people are having a good time after all and implied one of the meanings of the ad.
Colors. This ad contains interesting yet uniform color schemes. Take a look at these figures. The sign from figure 1b mainly uses red and green color. First of all, these scenes aims to make an impression to the audiences with its conspicuous brand logo at the top right corner. The logo and the open sign are in neon colors. The colors are absolutely realistic and vibrant, so it catches the eye. The iconic colors of this brand is the green color of its bottle, where this brand color is incorporated to some of the backgrounds, as you can see from these images. In these scenes, the green color resembles a heritage Heineken bottle, while the gold color resembles the color of the beer itself. The color combinations of the layers of lights in the background, the color of the beer, and the bottles look very harmonious. These color schemes are often applied in the background of the scenes in forms of lights, walls, and furniture. which results in the formation of the ambience of Heineken.